Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
What is going on, guys? Welcome. It is the 19th. It is our first day trading of the new week. We took last week off. Miguel, welcome. Adele, welcome. Appreciate everybody joining. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We won't bring up certain teams. Won't bring up certain teams' wins or losses, but hope everybody had a good weekend watching some football, relaxing. But let's get into it tonight, guys. We've got a bunch of charts. I have about 6 charts that I'm interested in. We're going to break down each one of them from top to bottom, why I like them, and what I think is going to happen this weekend. Tonight. The next couple hours. So as you guys can see here, they did fire the head coach. I saw that. Maybe the Jets should pick him up. So what we can see here is we are looking at a possible long here on Euro JPY. We have a ton of volume, a ton of pressure. We have a ribbon flip, and we have a fair value gap created. We have a lot of good sentiment here looking at the Euro JPY chart. So we're going to look at that one. GBP CHF, an extremely interesting chart. I want to point out to everybody, we had a massive gap down to open the market. This was market open yesterday. Huge gap down. Now, with this fair value gap being right here, I don't know if we're going to break this area at all, and we may be looking for sells toward the downside. I do want to see some sort of bearish movement, though. It doesn't look like it's going to break this fair value gap. This looks like a pretty strong resistance here. We're going to go ahead and draw it in so everybody understands how we draw up our charts. But we're going to go ahead and draw that in. And then our next zone is clearly targeted down here. This could be a huge trade, looking for possibly 70 plus pips. Really good action there. Certainly something that we could look at. So we've looked at GBP CHF and we've looked at Euro JPY. NZD JPY. I'm going to talk about why I like this chart. So NZD JPY has a couple of reasons. There are a few, yes, there were a few that opened up and gapped down. NZD JPY, we have a strong resistance that we're at here. This looks like a really nice double top, as you can see right here, and it looks like we're getting some rejection here. We should see this come down to a minimal level of here, and our second level is going to be right here. If we drew that up, you're looking at, oh, excuse me, let me redo that drawing tool here. You're looking at 7 to 8 pips for the first one and possibly 30 pips for the second one. So we certainly have some really good just resistance right here up at this 91,800 area. Obviously, we could see it still go up for another couple pips, but I don't see that happening. CHF JPY, AUD JPY, and USD JPY. All very, very similar looking charts. All of them gapped down to start and then blew through the zone. We have some fair value gaps that we would need to see broken in order to take any trades. And I'm going to draw those out here. This is going to be our first one. So we need to get buys with closure above. Above the key zone, that is. So I'm going to write this out just so we know what we're looking at when we're hopping through charts here. That is way too big. Be nice if I could spell too. All right, guys? All right, so buys with closure above the zone. And I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'll tell you why, because we're pretty much going to do the same thing on USD JPY. USD JPY is going to be the same thing. Gems, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to put this in here. Buys with closure above the zone, buys with closure above the zone, and then we got another one. Buys with closure above the zone. Now, here's what I do like about this chart right here. We already had it break through these previous highs. Your previous highs on this 1 hour chart on CHF JPY were right here. We kind of already broke through them. If you were to draw a line on the bodies, it'd be right here. So we are a little bit above it. We have a fair value gap, and we have an EMA ribbon that we bounced off of. We have 3 really strong confirmations that this chart is going to move up. Again, my favorite chart so far right now is going to be the NZD JPY chart for one reason and one reason only, is that we have extremely strong resistance here and here. Again, we could see this come up and test this zone again at 16 pips. But that's why we're not in a trade yet. We're going to wait for this confirmation to make sure that we're getting what we want here in terms of the trade. Euro JPY also looks like a buy. Again, we're going to need to see it break this fair value gap. But ideally, what we're looking for here is for it to break this right there. And we're going to also put buys with closure above the key zone. So we have a lot of charts here that we're looking at buys on, and we have a couple that we're looking at sells on. GBP CHF is one of them, and NZD JPY is one of them. All the other JPY pairs, meaning Euro JPY, which is this one, CHF JPY, which is this one, AUD JPY, which is this one, and USD JPY, which is that one, all look like solid buys. We're just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. We could use the 15-minute chart to enter here, but overall, we drew up our support and resistance zones on the 4-hour and then zoomed into the 1 hour to take a look at what is really going on in terms of price action. If you guys are new to the stream, I appreciate you joining. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be here for a little bit tonight trying to make some money. Bitcoin. You want me to look at Bitcoin? Bitcoin took a dump. Bitcoin's at a strong support right now. It should go. But if it breaks this right here, you're looking at your next zone is down here. You're looking at 89,974. So if it breaks 92,192, you're looking at 89,974. But we're not trading cryptocurrency tonight. We're trading foreign exchange markets. Again, if you're just joining, guys, welcome. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. We are going to do our best to make some money tonight with the strategy that we have. On a lot of these charts, we're just waiting for a break of a key zone, which is super important to know. All we're doing is waiting for a break of a key zone, and then we're looking for something like 40 plus pips on a lot of these charts. We just need a little bit more confirmation. And obviously we're going to look at the ones that have the most volume as well. But USD JPY looks really solid to go for at least 40 pips, if not 60 pips, for a total of over 100 by the end of the week, I would imagine, or in the next couple days. As for the next couple hours, though, I think we can look to see minimally, we got to get past this fair value gap, but minimally 25 to 50 pips on USD JPY. It's a really solid looking chart. I like the way it looks. We're going to drop down to the 15-minute here and do some analyzing. So on our 15-minute chart, I don't know if you guys have seen my YouTube video on our 15-minute strategy. The 15-minute strategy is extremely simple. All we're looking for is a reversal at a key zone, which we have here. So we have a reversal at a key zone. We're moving up. We have a confirmed uptrend right here. The way we identify that is we have higher highs and higher lows. What indicators am I using? Just an EMA ribbon and a fair value gap. The EMA ribbon, these are the inputs that I'm using. 20 through the 50-day, all in 5-day increments. All we're using is fair value gaps. That's called Nephew Sam fair value gaps, and an EMA ribbon. That's all we're using. Like to keep it very simple. But anyway, back to the chart here. USD JPY. We have a confirmed uptrend. We have higher highs and higher lows. All these are higher. Our lows are also all higher than each other. You can see here, 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 here. All these are lower. So we have a confirmed uptrend here. Thanks for asking, though. Good question. I get that question a lot there, Schubert. We have a fair value gap created right here. We actually have multiple fair value gaps, indicating that this is going to continue in its bull run. However, and this is very similar to one of our trades last week, the only thing I don't like about this trade is that we have not broken the previous highs, which is right here. I would like to see us break this, but with this candle right here, we can expect to see some bullish movement. And if we're looking at this chart from kind of a further out here, you're looking at 20 to 50 pips on this chart again. So we have a lot of potential upside. We gapped down. It was a gap down to open the market, and then we're kind of hanging out right at this zone right here. Kind of hanging out right here. Mystic Funk, yeah, no need to be sorry. Yeah, I will let you guys know when we get in a trade. Brian Conti, I don't have a Telegram channel. I have a Discord, though. If you want to get in the Discord, the comment is pinned. It's pinned in the chat if you want to get in it. You're more than welcome to. It's all free, guys. There are free signals that are posted weekly. It's a really nice community. Any help you need, you can message in the chats. There's plenty of chats where we can sit and talk about charts. It's trying to make the best community that there is out there for trading. So good questions, guys. But the comments pinned there if you want to join the community. So we're just waiting for confirmation on all these charts. We have some really good analysis. Our analysis is pretty solid. In terms of a broker, I would use liquid brokers there, bud. I don't know where you're based out of, what country you're based out of, but liquid brokers seems to be the best in my opinion. That's what I've been using for the longest here. They let you trade at 1 to 500 leverage. So I personally really like them. What country are you out of, Brian? What country are you out of? I appreciate you, Miguel. This is the broker I use, though. There you go. Kenya, I'm not sure if they let you trade there, but I just sent you the link. You can go ahead and take a look. See if they let you trade from Kenya. It's a great question, though. I really do like USD or AUD/JPY and USD/JPY as buys. AUD/JPY I like a tad bit more because we only have one fair value gap to blow through. But in terms of volume, pretty much all of them have right around the same volume right now. So, like we talked about in all of our other streams, volume equals volatility. You want to go where there's people trading. The spreads are better, as well as you have a better chance of seeing movement. Volatility is caused from large amounts of volume in the trading market. So that's something that we want to keep in mind when we're looking to trade. And based on what we're seeing right now, Euro/JPY, CHF/JPY, and AUD/JPY, and USD/JPY all have volume right between 5 and 8K, which is great. Going into the market open here that we had 15 minutes ago for the Asian session. All we're waiting for is a break above, and then I think we're going to get some really good movement. Forex. This is foreign exchange markets. I strictly trade Forex. I don't hate on any other kind of trading, but I think foreign exchange markets have the best structure. That's just my opinion, but foreign exchange markets seem to have the best structure. They've been around for a very long time. And I don't like trading the New York session because of all the news. There's a lot of news when it comes to the New York session. And news can be very, very detrimental to certain pairs and have it swing certain ways for almost no reason. For instance, last week during the New York market, we had news for the United States employment. The news came out bad. The news came out good for the US dollar, and the dollar plummeted. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So that's why we don't trade news. But on the hour, AUD/JPY and USD/JPY look the best. AUD/JPY looks the most solid because it only has one fair value gap in the way. And if we were looking here, we got at least 12 pips to go for this to keep moving. The easiest way to analyze a chart, Brian, is going to be to start on the 4 hour and mark your support and resistance zones, and then zoom in to a smaller time frame and find breaks of key levels. Breaks of key levels are going to help you identify which way the chart's moving. We have enough confirmation on pretty much on this chart right here to take buys. I'm on the 15 minute. Yeah, on mobile you won't be able to see it. If you want, I would go to the other stream. Go to the horizontal stream. Go to the horizontal stream and turn your phone sideways. Yeah, price action trading is going to apply to any trading. Price action trading works everywhere. This is what most traders use, is price action trading, and that's just understanding how the markets move, candlestick patterns, support and resistance zones, and key levels. So, yes, the answer is yes. Good questions, though. And the reason we have not gotten in any trade, guys, is because we're waiting to break key levels here. On all these charts, we need to see some break of key levels in order for us to get in buys. All of them. And then the NZD JPY chart, like I said, we looked at it on the hour. It's just got a lot of resistance up here. It looks like we're probably going to double top. So a sell looks good on the NZD. Najil, yes, this is Forex. This is foreign exchange markets. Just go to liquidbrokers.com and try opening an account. You can see if it lets you use it in your... I don't care what broker you use, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I suggest opening a live account if you want to learn to trade. A lot of people like to start with paper trading or demo accounts, and you're more than welcome to. It's very hard to simulate emotions with fake money, and that's... I'll just kind of leave it at that. It's very hard to simulate emotions. What target am I looking at for AUD JPY? For a take profit? Yeah, you're more than welcome to copy. Yep. I would suggest getting in the Discord, guys. Adele, if you could post that again. Actually, the Nightbot's going to do it. It's pinned. It's a pinned comment. If you want to get in the Discord, it's free, guys. I would suggest doing that if you're interested in learning more and understanding how to trade. There's a lot of really good information there. Thank you, Adele. I appreciate you. But yeah, we're waiting for key zones here. But to answer your question, our first take profit would be right about there. And then our second is going to be closer to this area right here. And then our third's going to be the top. So that's your levels on AUD JPY if you're looking at where we're targeting. But again, we're not getting in anything until we have an actual confirmation that we're going to continue this uptrend. And if you were to look at these levels, these key levels here, you're looking at 14 pips for the first one, 25 or so to the second, and then about 45, 46 pips all the way to the top. But again, guys, I want to make it very clear that we need to see a clear break of the key zone for us to get in these. We need to see that. It's very important. Appreciate you guys joining. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe. We're going to be here pretty much for a couple hours here while we try and figure out... is there a specific time I give signals? I stream every night from Sunday through Thursday, pretty much, from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on. So I would say anytime between then is when you're going to get signals. I typically only give signals during the Asian session, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good questions, though, guys. We just want to make sure that we're not getting faked out here, and that's why we're not entering a trade quite yet. We've been in this position before, and we don't want to get faked out. But yeah, we're just waiting to see with buys with closure above the key zone here on these. You gotta stay away from that stuff, man. I know it's good, but you gotta stay away from that stuff. I really like the sells on NZDJPY. We can take sells on NZDJPY on the hour, no problem. But you got to blow through this fair value gap. It's not like we're waiting too long. Yeah, we don't. There's no subscription fee unless you want to join the paid one. I don't force people to join the paid one. I have a free one. So for people that don't want to pay, there's more than welcome to. But if you offer a service for free that's good enough, most people end up asking to pay once they make profit. So yeah, I have the free room. So there's no shame in joining, guys. It is free. We've got some interesting candles on these JPY pairs. We might look toward NZD JPY, to be quite honest with you guys. I think NZD JPY. Ultra, you heard the markets may pull back tomorrow. Why is that? It depends what market you're looking at. But tomorrow you do have some news for the Great British Pound. There's no news for United States tomorrow. But GBP's got news at 2 a.m. and at 4:45 a.m. Their government, Governor Bailey speaks, and claimant count change. So that has to do with their employment. Appreciate you guys joining, though. If you're new, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you joining. Ultra, Mystic, Brian, all you guys, welcome. We got a new 15-minute candle coming here in about 6 minutes, and we're going to decide what we're going to do here. Hope everybody had a good weekend, though. Back on the charts. We took yesterday off. I did not like a lot of the charts yesterday, and that's why I didn't stream yesterday. Normally we stream market open, but with today being a U.S. holiday, there was a lot less volume in the markets yesterday. Today we've already Euro JPY's got quite a bit. So Euro JPY looks like it's going to come down and test this zone right here before we see a rise up. This zone right here, and I'll draw it out, but we might test this zone before we go back up. And that's why we held. It's really important to note that we held and didn't just get in because we saw the uptrend. I see Euro JPY heading down to this area before we get some retest to go back up. And this is a massive head and shoulders. Yes, today was bad news for the Canadian dollar pairs. Canadian dollar pairs did have significant negative activity. However, it did not affect the charts that much. If you go to just any CAD, AUD CAD, your news candle was right around here. It kind of broke and went down, but nothing crazy. Like, it didn't do much. It's on the rebound back up with market correction right now. I tell you what, this gap down on GBP CHF is just such a nasty gap down. And it could go for 70, 75 pips. Minimally go for at least back to where market opened for 25 pips. Typically, when you see something like this, it returns to market open at some point in time. So it's a really good indication of what the market's going to do. But these gap downs, if they're confirmed like they are right here with 2 fair value gaps, looks like a solid sell. Now, we got 4 minutes until we get a new 15-minute candle, though. And we'll see what we're going to do. We may or may not get in on the 15-minute candle. We may wait until the hour's up. If we do wait on the hour, we're going to need to start looking at the 4-hour charts, because the 4-hour charts are going to give us some indication of what is going on here. Yeah, like I said, this is stuck between a rock and a hard place, kind of. You're stuck between this fair value gap right here and this fair value gap right here. So there's not much room for this to move, really. You want to make sure you're looking at fair value gaps on high time frames to see where there's major support and resistance. But as you can see, this is working as a really strong resistance on the 4-hour time frame here on GBP CHF. NZD looks like it's going to drop. NZD JPY looks like it's going to be solid for at least 30 to 60 pips. GJ, I don't think I had GJ marked up. GJ on the 4. It's tough to tell on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, GJ looks like it's probably gonna drop. You've got a key level right here, though, so it's kind of tough to tell with that level right there. Process Jane, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining. But yeah, certainly a possibility here, but there's a zone right there, so we'll look at that. GJ will mark as a sell and move it up, but like I said, NZD JPY looks like the most solid chart right now. I'm doing all right. Hopefully you're doing pretty well too. We're going to try and make some money tonight on the charts. Thanks for joining. It looks like we might get through this fair value gap too. And if we do, our next zones are looking like here. And your next one's going to be probably down here. So if you were to take sells on this one, looking at about 13, 14 pips and then 32 pips. Eric Trades, NJ, yep. Yeah, NZD JPY sells is what looks solid right now. We're not quite in them yet, but it does look solid. Even on the 4-hour down, I mean, this is a pretty big resistance zone here. Big red candle, and if we look at the technicals are kind of iffy. We're going to wait to see probably what happens there. But we just got a new 15-minute candle, so we are going to drop to the 15 on a lot of these charts here and take a look, see if we can get in anything. Mission Crowny, Euro USD. I'm not currently looking at that chart this second. We have buys for a lot of these. Buys above with closure above the key zone on a lot of these. And we're not getting that quite yet on these new 15-minute candles. We actually had red FEGs formed on some of these. This one's going to give us some nice retracement and probably come down. And then GBP CHF looks like it's going to absolutely drop. And GBP CHF is a sell on all the technicals. It looks extremely bearish. And I can see it going for at least 14 to 25 pips before we see anything. But the next zone down here on this chart would be almost 77 pips, which is a good trade. So it's really just figuring out what we're going to do here. Like I said, we're not going to be quick to jump in a trade. We want to make sure that we have the confirmations that we need in order to get in it. And right now we don't have those yet. Who wanted me to look at Euro USD sells? Let's take a look here. Gotta find Euro USD. Euro USD. It's a good call. Euro USD looks like it is good for sells. You had a break of structure, but it is on a pretty strong downtrend. Yeah, Euro USD is on a very strong downtrend. We can mark that as a sell and move that up. DB, trade the NQ. I don't trade New York session. But yeah, this does look solid for sells, especially on the 15-minute. It looks like we could see sells down to, for at least 10 pips, if not 24 pips. Yeah, I know. I don't like trading NASDAQ or NASDAQ futures. Yeah, the NASDAQ futures, I just don't like trading them as much as I like trading foreign exchange. And I know that's a controversial take, but that's just how I feel about it. There's not a lot of volume on Euro USD there. Mission Crowny, there's not a lot of volume. It certainly could move. It's a great analysis. It should go for 10 pips, minimally. And looking at the hour, yeah, the only issue I have is that it is meeting the EMA ribbon, so we could see it reverse. But it's a good trade. Not something that I'm going to get in, though. It doesn't quite meet the requirements for me to take a trade, but it is a good analysis. Look at our USD trades here. Our JPY pairs, I should say. We're just waiting for closures above these key zones. That's really all we're waiting on these. Like I said, we might get a little bit of retracement down to this like 183 area before we see it kind of rocket through the zone here and go up this way. But NZD JPY does look good for sells. You trade on expert option. Nice. What is that, a broker? I'm not familiar with that one. I use liquid charts. Or liquid brokers, I think it's called. Yeah. That's who I use. But to me, guys, and I know this is, a lot of people won't say this because they want you to use their broker. POB, what's up, man? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again. I don't care what broker you use. Like, a lot of these guys hop on here and they're like, use my broker, use my broker, use my broker. I don't care what broker you use. It doesn't matter to me. What pairs we watching, man? We're watching a couple. We're watching all the JPY pairs, pretty much. And GBP CHF. But all the JPY pairs. NZD, Euro, CHF, AUD, USD. Looking at possible buys on those. And we're looking at a couple sells here. But we're just waiting for some closure above this key zone. John Miller, JP. JP, what are you looking for there with JP? All the JPY pairs. Japanese yen. That's what we're looking at right now, is the Japanese yen pairs, pretty much. That's where most of the volume's coming in. So GJ, UJ, AJ, CJ, EJ. All the Japanese yen pairs. CHF JPY. Yeah, it could sell. It's at a strong fair value gap too. Like I said, we're looking for buys with closure above the zone, but it definitely could come down and create this shoulder to down here. We certainly could see it down here. We certainly could see it down there, and that would give us roughly 50 pips. That's actually a lot of movement. Yeah, AUDJPY could sell down to... It could sell all the way down back to open. But minimally, it could sell down to here. It looks like it's probably going to come and create a shoulder, to be quite honest with you. This looks like an awkward head and shoulders, but if you're looking here, you got kind of a shoulder here. There's your head. And it looks like we're going to need to come up and create a shoulder right there before we go. So like this right shoulder right here would be our target. And it's right at the EMA ribbon. So I could see that coming down to, you know, roughly 23 pips. But yeah, Eric trades CHF. Yeah, it might. You can open a couple. I would just use like point 0.10.
Is tough, but Asana helps you handle it.
Sorry for the commercial there, guys. Not my music there. You can open a couple at 0.01. It depends how much you want to risk. Just depends what you're looking to do. All these charts are really kind of consolidating right now. They're kind of moving up and down. We're not really getting any true flags here of what we should do. So we're probably going to hold off at least till the hour. We might wait another 15 minutes, see what happens. No, we're definitely going to wait, but actually entering might take a little bit here. A lot of these are coming back up to test the key zone, which is good, because that's what we wanted to see, is that we're coming back up to test the key zone. That's really what we wanted to see. USDJPY, kind of same thing. Like, this is your... We really don't want to break that. If we break that, we could see it come down. But we're just charting out, like, our highs and lows that we're willing to see. And once it breaks one of them, we can go ahead and get in a trade. But until we get an actual break of a key level, we're not going to get into a trade, even though we do have all of our other confirmations. Euro USD does look solid. The hour is the only thing that scares me on Euro USD. It could come through the EMA ribbon and go down for 9-10 pips. It could come all the way back to market open. We'll see what happens there. Even on the 4 hour. Oh yeah, on the 4 it looks like a sell too. On the 4, you might sell through for at least 20. For at least 20. But we'll see. We got some time here, guys. We got about 5 minutes until we get a new 15-minute candle. So we're going to take a look at the 15-minute right now and see what we get here on the charts. Because again, we're not going for a dollar amount. We're going for whatever the market gives us, we'll take. We don't force trades, you know? It's really important to note that. Like, we're not going to force a trade just because we want to get in a trade. Aloha, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining. Trying to get some money tonight. Yeah, we are. But see how we waited, guys, on the 15-minute? Like, we had a bearish engulfing candle, right? On the 15-minute on NZDJPY. If we would have got in at its lowest point right now, we'd be sitting negative. Anderson Henry, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you guys joining. We got a lot of new people in here today. We're seeing a lot of different uses. What time frames do you use? So I mark my support and resistance zones on the 4 hour. I'll get the overall trend on the 1 hour, and we typically enter on the 15. The 15 or the 1 hour, it depends. But we have our charts marked out for tonight. Now we're just waiting. Just waiting to get that confirmation. Anderson, nice. Yeah, welcome, man. Any questions you have, feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. I stream for free, guys. I stream for free every Sunday through Thursday. I have a free Discord. You know, pretty much everything's free. And I know I've said this on stream before, but I feel that if you do a good enough service to people for free, they'll eventually want to buy a product from you. Thank you. Nice. AK ACO got. So Aloha, it's a good question. We use 3 or 4 really key confirmations. One of them is we need a reversal at a key zone. We need a reversal at a key zone, which we have here. We have it. We had it hit this support and drive upwards. We need a full candle closure above the EMA ribbon, a fair value gap formed, and a break of a key level. We need those 4 things to take a trade. It's very simple. It's a very simple strategy. August, this chart is USD JPY. We're looking at all the Japanese yen pairs tonight. Anderson, I trade anything with volume. Any pair with volume that has good price action movement, I will trade. Foreign exchange, though. Foreign exchange pairs. Yeah, it's nice to keep it simple. You got to keep it simple. All right, we're going to get a new 15-minute candle here in 5 seconds. Appreciate you, Anderson. Some of these you might end up taking sells on if they don't break. The AUD JPY looks positive. Looks pretty good. USD JPY gave us the best confirmation above the ribbon and above on the fair value gap. Like you had a couple hours actually worth. We're going into hour and 45 minutes of candles above the EMA ribbon, which typically signifies that we're going to move. Typically signifies that we're going to go. NZD's buying back up to the top. NZD's going to retest the highs up here. It's good we didn't get in a short there. Sorry, guys, I didn't get to eat today, so I'm eating a little dinner. Little Publix chicken nuggets. Yep, I got nuggets. It's just a waiting game now, guys. We've got everything drawn up. The hard part's out of the way. We did the hard part. AUD-JPY looks the most solid. If we go, we'll do a top-down analysis here. Yeah. Yeah, AUD-JPY looks really solid, guys. Minimally for 15 pips. Here, you guys want some nuggets? I got the spicy ones too. Always got to get the spicy ones. I made some money on AUD-JPY yesterday. I bought like right here. I did some high risk trading on my own yesterday and did all right. Yeah, I love spice. Adele. I don't know about your spice, though. You guys in Bangladesh might have a whole different level of spice. I don't know. Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to go trade the Asian session and in Japan. What I think we're going to end up doing is waiting to see what this hour candle does. Because none of the 15 minutes has given us confirmation yet. But I like AUD-JPY the most right now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that. I've heard that it's super affordable. How much time was what? SW Houston. That was the 4-hour time frame I was just looking at. Now we're looking at the 1 hour. Because we got a new 1 hour candle in 10 minutes. We got a new 1 hour candle coming in 10 minutes and 15 seconds. I'd like to see this break the zone, though. Japanese samurai suit. Yeah. The good thing is, though, we're getting consolidation above the EMA ribbon. That's super key right here. It means it's getting poised for a breakout. Oops, sorry. We're getting poised for a breakout here. How, what? What are you asking? SW, Houston, Miguel, Flores, Maine. What are you asking? I'll be happy to answer. Just, I gotta know what you're asking. Eric trades. I do not trade prop firms. I personally don't like them. I trade my own capital. That's just how I personally feel, though. I don't have a problem with people using them. I've seen and heard too many horror stories, and they don't let... They're very strict. How do I know? Because we're consolidating above a key level. So, we have candles right here. on the 15-minute time frame that are consolidating on an uptrend above a fair value gap and above the EMA ribbon. So we have a couple indications, as well as the technicals are buys on almost all of these. Ava, what is my bias against what? I would just rather, personally, for me, trade my own capital. I want to be able to withdraw my own profits when I want. I want to be able to trade my own style. If I don't take any trades all week, I don't want to automatically fail because I didn't take a certain amount of trades. If I want to hold $2,000 drawdown, I want to be able to hold $2,000 drawdown. If that's the way my chart's drawn up, that's the way my chart's drawn up. Like, if I wanted to swing trade this chart right now, I'll give you a good example. If I wanted to swing trade this chart right now, I would take buys right here. I'd have no problem getting in buys, right? I'd take a long position right here, and I've had my stop loss way down here and my take profit way up here. Right? That's what I would have. Now, for me to be able to hold 70 pips, 80 pips drawdown, that would automatically fail you in almost every prop firm. But I have a pretty decent idea that we're going to be somewhere up in this area at some point during this week. I can do that trading my own capital. You can't do that trading a prop firm. They won't let you hold that kind of drawdown. Foreign exchange currencies is what I trade, though, yes. But that is why I don't trade on prop firms. But on a lot of these charts, we're not breaking the highs like we wanted to. Like I said, appreciate it, Eric. Buys with closure above the key zone on all of these, and we're not getting that. But it doesn't mean we're going to reverse it and take sells. So, we have our setup, and we have what we're looking for. What was that Euro USD trade? What does that one look like? Yeah, so whoever mentioned the Euro USD trade, see how it bounced off that EMA ribbon? That's the only thing I was afraid of right there. Is that it possibly bounces off the EMA ribbon and goes the other way. Because realistically, on the hour chart, it is on an uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows. It's actually an uptrend. Other than this market open, it's pretty bullish. It's pretty bullish. I think it might buy back up the other way. I see the channel that most people would be looking at. Like the channel that you have right here, that it's trading down. Yeah, like this is right. I mean, I see what you're talking about. And I would agree that you're on a strong downtrend. Very strong downtrend. Very strong downtrend right here. Like every time it bounced off this channel, it kept moving down. It moved down, it went up, it bounced off, it came down, bounced off, it came down. Now we had a massive bullish market open, and it looks like it might reject off this trend line. So we could take sells. And you'd go for roughly 70 pips if you were to go all the way down. Which isn't bad at all. That's pretty awesome. We chasing pips, Miguel. Yes, we are. $4,660 support is strong, Ava. SW Houston, thanks, brother. Ava, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you looking at gold? I would imagine with that number, you're looking at gold. 4660. I just don't touch gold, man. We're at highs again. Like you have to look at the bigger picture here, like gold is at the highest highs it's ever been. Again, and we had this conversation last week. Yeah, back down it is. You're right. That's why we waited, baby. USD JPY dropped below the zone. Looks like we might sell back down to here and get rid of the buys on this one. We get a ribbon flip on the 15. Oh boy, we're about to. Yeah, USD JPY looks like it's going to come down and see, could see 60 pips. AUD did the same. And this is why we waited, guys. This is why we waited. Yeah, looks like we're going to see it the other way. I don't think we're going to see buys. I'm just going to change the wording there. All I got to do is change one word. CHF, all of them. All of them are dropping. Euro JPY too. See, and that's why we analyze top to bottom, guys. We're going to get candle closures below. These are all sells now. Wow, look at that move on USD JPY. But we don't have any fear of missing out, right? It should be a close below, yes. I'm not upset we just missed a 20 pip swing. We wouldn't have taken that trade with our rules. There would have been no way to tell that other than guessing. All right, let's see our new hour. Wow, what a wick down. Well, I love that NZD JPY trade. All of them went right to the EMA ribbon on the hour. Only one that's under it is USD JPY. And look at that, Euro USD ended up buying back up. Only one that's going to have a candle below the EMA ribbon is the USD JPY. Completely broke structure, though, which is a good sign that we could possibly be getting in a trade here. What do you guys think? Based on our rules, I'm curious what you guys think. I think NZD JPY is going to fly. We got a fair value gap there that's bothering me. We just took it out on the 4 on Euro JPY. CHF, we're about to take it out. AUD, the EMA ribbon scares me there. USD JPY looks solid. Solid, solid, solid. Oh, I think GJ might be the one. On the hour? I think GJ is the one, guys. I think GJ might be the one. This is Trading View that I mark my charts on, but I personally trade on liquid charts, liquid brokers. We just don't want to get faked out. We're 2 minutes into a candle, guys. We're not going to get FOMO and just start clicking buy and sell. We're only 2 minutes into a candle. You know what I mean? GJ had the ribbon flip. And so did USD JPY. And Euro USD is going the opposite way. See, those wicks make me nervous. That's why I'm not in a trade yet. Strong showing on the 15-minute for sells. $15 looks solid. We could theoretically sell the 15 on the 15 USD JPY right now. Let me just look at the 4 real quick. Yeah. I think we're going to sell on the 15 here on USD JPY, guys. We're going to wait to see what happens. USD JPY looks like it's going to be a good sell. So does GJ. USD JPY's got more room. Gotta remember, it's right at almost at market open, because market open was right here. So we're not far off of market open. But again, this is why we wait. We don't want to get faked out. We saw a great move. If we would have gotten buys early, it would have been faked out and most likely stopped out, which is why we waited. We got a full candle closure below, an FVG created. All right, we're going to take sells on USD JPY, I think. Yep. I think we're going to take sells on USD JPY. Ideally, I'm going to draw this out before we get in. We have some zones that we need to look at. That's your zones right there. That's your take profits. That's what the market's giving us. That's what it's showing us. Actually, it broke that. We can put it down here. We just want to make sure that we're not getting faked out. I think we can take sells on this, though. GJ. Yeah, and that's correct, because when gold is bullish, the USD is bearish. Yeah, gold's moving. I just can't believe it's moving to the top. Like, Here's the problem. Do we break a new high? Like, it's only got so far to go. Or you're telling me it's going to break a new high again for the 4th, 5th, 6th week in a row? I guess so. We're 5 minutes into a new candle, and we already saw a break of the previous lows. We may look to enter on the 5. No problem, Mr. Strong. Got a couple more minutes here. Let's do this 15. Look at that, NZDJPY took off. I still also love the GBP CHF chart to go for at least 12, if not 24 pips. We'll see what the market gives us here, guys. We got, what do we got? It's 8:08. This is the 5-minute chart we're looking at right now. If we can respect this fair value gap for 10 minutes, and I'm not really worried about the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is already so bearish. 808s and heartbreaks. That was a good album. It's a great album. All right, we got what? One more minute? 29 seconds until we get a new candle here. We already took out a pretty strong structure here. All right, we're getting in sells, guys. I'm getting in sells. Live life. Thanks for the subscription. And our stop loss is going to be way up here. I'm getting in sells, guys. I got in at exactly 157,906. There's our chart right there. I'm going to put it on the 15-minute. Show you guys. Alright. So we're in sells, guys. Just want to give you a heads up. We're in. We're trading foreign exchange. I thought I was streaming on 1080p. It is. It goes up to... When my streams are done, you can watch it on 2060 or whatever that number is. Go look at my past streams. You can stream them on Oh, that's a good question. I think it's because of my camera. I don't know. But more importantly, we're gonna trade. I'll get it fixed. This is Trading View. We're trading foreign exchange, and I trade personally on liquid brokers. Thanks, Live Life. We're still waiting to see what it does here. TP1 is 8 pips, TP2 is 17 pips, TP3 is almost 47 pips. Lot size, I'm using 5. Yeah, we're going to see what happens here. But I like the analysis. I love the analysis from top down, from the 4 hour all the way down to the hour. I love the analysis. Stop loss is high. Make sure you use proper risk management because stop loss is 38 pips. But now we wait. We finished the first hard part. That was analyzing. Now we wait to see what happens here. About to get a new 15-minute candle, too. No, not 78 pips. No, stop loss is 37. 37. $37 pips. $37 pips from our entry, which is 157906. That was our entry. We should see it retrace this 15-minute candle right here. That's what we should see. Ideally, you want to see it re-break these lows. That line right there is ideally where we don't want it to pass. Ideally right there is the we don't want it to go through. That's ideal. We'll hold this FVG. Ideally, we hold this fair value gap pretty good. We should see it wick down. That was a hell of a candle, though. What was that one candle that we had previously there? It was a 30 pip candle. It was a big move. It was a really big move. Russian bulls, you're bullish? Nice, man. Oh, that was a pretty strong break of structure right there. And gold's rising. So, we'll see, though. I think we made a pretty good analysis on it. I think we made a pretty darn good analysis on it. Dana Fourth, what's up? Or Dynax, sorry. What's going on? How we doing? Oh, you're talking about weeks. Weeks. Yeah, we're not traded on the week, but yeah, I mean if you go and look down on like the day. Yeah, for like long term, it's tough to say. I personally like the Asian session, but the Asian session leaks into the London session, you know? $2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the London session starts. Probably end up retesting right in this zone right here. It's 2 p.m. for you? Nice. Because what I'm seeing is a break of structure there. What I'm seeing is that right there. We're dirty hands, clean money. We're on a pretty low time frame already. Because it retested right here for... This was the retest, kind of. Obviously not right now, but... We had it consolidate for like 10-15 minutes under the fair value gap there. On a lower time frame. Obviously going into the 4 hour, you know, it's hard to tell what it's going to do, but This is not gold. This is USD JPY. This is USD JPY. Yeah, it could be. It could be retesting the trend line. We're still, the fair value gap's still valid, which we're hoping stays valid. But we saw it break structure pretty good. So it broke structure. It created a fair value gap. We had a full bearish candle close below the EMA. So it met all of our criteria to take a trade. So that's why we're in it. And we waited. We waited a long time. We waited since, I mean, we've been on stream for an hour and a half. We waited a pretty long time watching this stuff consolidate up here. And we didn't get in anything long. And then after this big long one, it consolidated at this fair value gap right here, down here, and then we took sales. It looks like we're just getting a little bit of retracement. But we'll see what happens. We got 7 minutes until we get a new 15-minute candle. Based off that sell-off candle, I was thinking that we were going to return to market open, which is somewhere down here. Like right here. Market open for the week. Prince Richardus, this is foreign exchange markets. We're trading USD JPY. The FVG, the Benjamin, have I made profits so far? Yeah, of course I've made profits this year. It has been a tough year to start out, I will say that. But yes, I've made profits this year. It's called Nephew Sam. It's this one right here. Nephew _ Sam _. That's the fair value gaps. Gold's consolidating at an all-time high. There's not much to say about gold. It's consolidating at an all-time high. So, I mean, you're getting this kind of movement at an all-time high. We've never seen it. It's unprecedented times. You've got a pretty big fair value gap holding it up. So it's kind of tough to tell. The 1 hour's respected this fair value gap. Princess Richardus. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're holding halfway through that fair value gap, so... we'll see. Like I said, everything that we did for our analysis is correct. Our analysis was correct. Boy, is it buying back up. It's not easy doing this live, guys. That's up to you. I would definitely analyze what we did. Like I said, sells with closure below a key zone. We had it. We had the closure below the key zone. So I think it's just a little bit of retracement. Personally. I'm also using a pretty large lot size, so I know the number scares people, but... Yeah, it's tough trading alone, I agree. I can't believe how much it's still going up. What's my thought on AI trading? I definitely think there's a future for it. I don't know where it's going to fit into what we do, but I definitely think there's a future for it. USD JPY retracing to 157, bro. It's above the 157 level, but I think it's going to come back down this way. I think it's going to come back down. Yeah, it could be. And you know, that's the thing about trading is like there's no definite way. You know what I mean? There's no definite way. We've had wins on stream because we had losses on stream, but like the way I analyze this with what I use to trade, this is what I saw. You know what I mean?
Every square computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
The dip could be a buying opportunity. We're about to get a new 15-minute candle here. I think there is a future for AI trading, though. I definitely think there is. Just what a candle back up that was, right at our entry too. We'll see though. 157921 is like right there. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That was just a wild candle on the 15. But time will tell, you know? It's back up in that trend line. It's buying back up going into the hour, too. Yeah, we'll see if it respects it. I mean, this could be a huge wick that comes back down this way on the bearish candle we had on the hour. There's a lot of things that could happen. It could go both ways. But this could wick down this way and come back toward the area that we were looking at. Yeah, if you looked at it this way, you're looking at it bouncing off the trend line this way from up here. This trend line going down that way. Because on the higher time frames, you got a downtrend. On the higher time frames, you've got a downtrend right here. I just can't believe we made that big of a candle. This is USD JPY. Yeah, there was... We'll see what happens. I can't believe it's still pushing, to be quite honest with you. Huge candle. Yeah, just a huge 15-minute candle. But again, on the hour, I mean, it could still wick down. We're going to see what happens, but it could still wick down. H1 shows a buying trend. It depends how this candle closes. I mean, yes, it is. We'll see. I think it's really just too early to tell. Like, yes, I see we have higher highs and higher lows on the hour. But from market open, when it opened down here, typically we return and retest lows on a gap down like this. But yeah, this is USD JPY. It hadn't broken that zone, that... I used the wrong thing here. It hadn't broken that area for 3 days and 17 hours. So, like, we tested it a bunch of times. Like, it tested it here, it tested it here. It opened up all the way down here and then tested it here again. So, I mean, it had 3 chances to break it and hasn't. That's what makes me still consider this a downtrend. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I think there's multiple ways to look at it, you know, and that's the beauty of trading, is that there's multiple ways to look at it. Yeah, gold's pushing. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it just depends how you look at it, man. There's just like multiple ways to look at it. High time frame, low time frame. We made our analysis on the hour and the 15 after that drop, and you know, I'll stick by it, but what site is this? This is TradingView, but I personally execute on liquid brokers. Hasn't moved much on the 15, really. I don't trade gold, no. I do not trade gold. What pair is this? This is USD JPY. Yeah, we'll see what happens there, Ava. We got some time to see what happens. Mr. Q Mason, welcome. Appreciate you joining. First time here, welcome. I hold stocks long term. I don't day trade stocks and I don't day trade options. No, just foreign exchange pairs. But we'll certainly see what happens. A good question, though. Thanks for joining. In the session too, since it's opened. Let's see, this was the 7 o'clock candle. I mean, our session highs and lows are 40 pip swings. What pairs do I trade? Nice, yeah, Nat, welcome. I trade pretty much the JPY pairs during the Asian session. I'll look at some GBP pairs also. I like the way they move. But anything that has good price action movement and volume, I'll trade. In terms of foreign exchange pairs, I don't really have just one. I know a lot of traders like to stick to just one. I don't really prescribe to that. I think if you understand price action trading, you should be able to trade almost anything. Boy, that 4-hour candle just wicked up huge. Can I have a look at gold? Yeah, sure, we can look at gold. Like I said on gold, I drew up the chart here, but here's the thing about gold. We just don't know what it's going to do. We're in unprecedented times. It's higher than it's ever been. It's hard to trade gold with it being as high as it is. Thanks, Ava. You too. Happy trading, man. Yeah, thanks for watching, Jabir. Yeah, totally understand. Aggressive sell after break of support at 157.807. Mr. Picks, what's going on? Welcome. What's going on? Yeah, Mr. Q Mason, it's tough to tell on gold. It really is. Nice. There you go, Nat. Yeah, I just don't trade gold. It uses too much of your account, and I just don't like the way it moves. I mean, there's your high. Your high is way up here. I don't understand everybody's fascination with gold. Like I've traded gold before. I just don't like trading as much as foreign exchange pairs, but that's just a personal opinion. Yeah, there's fast movement on gold too. It uses a lot of leverage on your account too when you're trading at 1 to 500. Yeah, it is consolidating. I agree with you on that. Certainly is consolidating. About to get a new 15-minute candle here. Yeah, it is in pretty big consolidation. Been in consolidation since market open. It's been in consolidation for 1 day, 2 hours, and 30 minutes. Yeah, I do go live every day. Yeah, I go live every day, Sunday through Thursday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yesterday we didn't trade. I didn't like any charts yesterday. I didn't trade. But yeah, Sunday through Thursday. Absolutely wild 15-minute candles there. Just wild. I can't believe this buying power. You're long from 4651 on gold. Nice. Are we cooked? I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I liked the way we analyzed the chart. You trade EMA pullbacks. Leo Smith. What's up, Leo? Good to see you back. I don't know. We're going to find out, though. Why did I enter here? We had a bearish close below an EMA ribbon. We had a solid red fair value gap, and we had a break of structure. That's why I entered there. That's why I entered there. I am not trading gold. No, this is USD JPY. We'll see what happens, though. But the break of structure is what we were trading. The break of structure and the EMA ribbon flip and the fair value gap. That's what we were trading. It's just the fair value gap indicator. It's just the fair value gap indicator, this one. It's nephew_Sam_, and then it's an EMA ribbon. That's all it is. I can't believe this thing's still going up. You didn't miss much. We're going to see what happens here on this sell that we took. Thanks for subscribing, guys. If you're just joining, looks like we got a bunch of new subscribers. Appreciate you guys. All right, Leo, you have a great day. Appreciate you joining. We got a couple, what do we got, 12 minutes until we get a new 15-minute candle. And a new 4-hour candle. Yeah, I'm trading live. Yeah, appreciate you, Leo. Yeah, I'm trading live. I'm not trading prop firms. And Nat, yeah, it very well may do that. Like I said, I stand by my analysis. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I stand by my analysis, so we'll see what happens. Everybody's got a different way of trading, you know? You have winning days, you have losing days, but I stand by the way we analyze this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I appreciate that. Because, and I'll be honest with you guys, trading live is not easy. Like, people hop on here and they're like, bro, are you going to make profit? Bro, are you going to make profit? Because I had 2 losing days in a row, or 3 losing days in a row. Like, it happens, man. It happens. That's called trading. That's why there's a very small percent of the world that can trade full-time as a job. But I'm here doing it for free in front of you guys, so, you know? I like the way we analyzed it. Appreciate you, Elijah. Yeah, we're not trading on the daily. I do see that, and I did see that, but yeah, we're not trading on the daily chart. There's a big difference between an uptrend on the daily and a downtrend on the 15. But I appreciate you. My first red we've seen in about 45 minutes. First red candle we've seen in about 45 minutes. Yeah, here's the thing about going into this last hour, too. Like, typically you retrace wicks like this. Like, every time you have a wick that's this big, it gets retraced. So we'll see what happens here. It was looking red for a minute there. See what happens here. Because on the 4 hour, if this closes red on the 4 hour, we should see a pretty big retracement. I'd like to see it close red and have this retrace. We're going to see what happens, though. Like I said, I stand by my analysis. We got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Or sorry, 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in this candle. We're going to get a new 4 hour candle and we're going to get a new 1 hour candle. So we'll see what happens here. Appreciate everybody who's watched and liked and subscribed so far though, guys. Wouldn't be here without you guys. I'd be talking to no one, so I appreciate you guys. And for those that don't know, yeah, it's dropping now. El Musty, it is dropping now, yeah. Like I said, I liked our analysis. It's just that these two candles came out of nowhere. No, I don't trade futures currencies. I just trade spot. Look at that candle, guys. This is just crazy movement going into the last couple minutes here of this look at that on the 5. Just wild. Just a wild movement there. So, like, when you go back and look at your trades based off what you did, we could say, all right, we could have waited for, after it broke, we could have waited for a retest at the EMA line. That's something that we could have done. But, like I said, we saw consolidation right here on a fair value gap. That's why we took the sell. So, it followed all my rules. Regardless of what happens on this trade, it followed all my rules. And that's, I think, more than most traders can say, is that, well, do they follow their rules every single day? It's just an insane candle. It's coming all the way back. Going into the 4 hour, it just sold off like that. I'd like for us to close red on the 4 hour. I'd love for us to close red on the 4 hour. Facts, yeah, man. You gotta follow your system. My system works. I know it works. I've been doing this for 15 years. I know my system works. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this for long enough to know my system works. Works enough for me to be profitable. On the 15-minute. Yeah, it tested right there. Said that with authority and confidence. Appreciate that. It just took out on the 15-minute. It just took out that fair value gap. So and on the 1 hour, we might flip red, like I talked about. I mean, not saying I called it because we went into more drawdown than I would have liked, but that was a massive wick down. Last minute here. A lot of selling pressure. A lot of selling pressure. Are we going to flip on the 1 hour red? Flip red on the 1 hour. That'd be lovely. Or not. What do we got? 30 seconds? My broker shows red. My broker chart over here shows red on the 1 hour. Yes, we went red. Right before the hour, it went back green. It's okay, though. We got a new 4 hour candle. And we closed red and created a fair value gap on the 4 hour. Hopefully we don't destroy it and take it out right now. But we did close red on the 4 hour. Major red on the 4. So our 4 hour close was bearish engulfing. Guys, 4 hour close was bearish engulfing candle. Yeah, we're holding still. Four-hour candle was a massive bearish engulfing candle. I think we see levels down here tonight. But yeah, we're still holding. Nat Otuka. Appreciate the flames, man. We'll see. We already know it's going to create a wick probably halfway up the body. Happens every time. We know it's going to create a wick. Question is, how far up the body are we going to create a wick? But it was a great 4-hour close. So for a overnight trade over the next couple hours, it's bearish. Look at that. The 4-hour, the 2-hour, the 1 hour, 30 minutes, everything flipped towards sell. Like I said, I stand by the way I analyzed it. Did we get in at the best spot? No. And I'll be completely honest, we did not get in at the best spot. However, I think the way we analyzed it was correct. So, we're in it. We'll create a wick halfway up here and come back down. But bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hours is a really good sign. I'm thinking we're going to use that EMA ribbon as the resistance here. Kind of this market close Friday area. So 15 on the 15, we have a fair value gap right here. We'll see if that it respects it or not. I think we do though. About to get a new 5. Isn't this fun, guys? Trading together? I'd much rather trade with people than trade alone. That's why we created this community, though. Appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. Make sure you like the stream. Appreciate you guys subscribing. Yes, sir. Community that trades together stays together. Only holding a little bit of drawdown now. It's the most viewers we've ever had. Over 1,800 views live. 1,850. Yeah, it's up to you. It still looks like a sell to me. Like I said, we're in it. We're in it. So that wick right there on that hour was so much selling pressure. Yes, it closed green, but we were all the way up here and it sold it all the way back down in the last 7 minutes of the candle. The 4 hour was a full bullish engulfing candle. I like the chart, personally. I like the chart. What'd you say? We on break even 158? I don't know what that means. What do you mean? Based on what we see here, I may enter again. What do I trade on? I trade on liquid brokers. This right here is trading view though. TradingView is where I chart all my charts out. Liquid Brokers is where I... No, I trade my own money. Aloha. I don't use prop firms at all. I only trade my own money. Like I was saying earlier, prop firms are a little too strict for my style of trading. I sold again. Looks like we might hold that fair value gap on the 15. Yeah, the trigger finger, man. That's all right. It happens. Hey, out with no profit and no loss is better than a loss. Always say that. Stop loss as a break even is never a bad thing. It's a great way to manage your trade. It's a really good way to manage your trade. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. What indicators do I have? I'm using the Nephew Sam Fair Value Gap one. So this one right here. It's called Nephew _ Sam _. And then the EMA ribbon I'm using is an EMA ribbon with days 20 through 50 in 5-day increments. And the source is close at the bottom. And I made all the EMA ribbons different colors, as you can see right here. That's all I'm using. I try not to overcomplicate it. You know what I mean? Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. That's what I'm here for. Let's see this wick down and break the lows. Wick down and break the lows is what we want. Oh, I just saw your message, Miguel. Nice, you're live? Good. Did you have no problem getting it done? It was pretty easy, right? I re-entered this trade. Yeah, it took less than 10 minutes. Like I said, yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good system they have. NZD USD. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm focused on this one. Focused on this USD JPY one. We're holding these fair value gaps nicely. We're about to get a new 15-minute candle. No, fucking move. Get out of here with that movement. Should be a new candle here. Should have been a new candle. We got the new candle 15 seconds ago. Where's it at? There it is. Oh, we used the EMA ribbon and the fair value gap, so see if we continue to drive down here. Only holding what? Holding 15. It's a good move. Alright, 15 minutes into the new 4-hour candle. Looks like we're getting some selling pressure back in here. Nice. Let's break back into this zone down here. I took a second position on this, guys. Personally. Yo, let's see it drive down. Who's in this trade, guys? Who in the chat is in this trade? Let's go break the lows. I'm in profit on one of the positions. Precious, you're in it. Nice. Mission Crowney's in it. Nice. Good stuff. Some claps for us finally getting back down here. Gotta have some fun, guys. Can't all be too serious. But gosh darn, that was some serious retracement that we had there. I like what we're seeing now. Keep pushing. Break these lows right here, and then we should be off to the races. Ideally. About to get a new 5-minute candle in 50 seconds. Oops, I meant to go to the 15. I mean, we're consolidating under the EMA ribbon and under the fair value gap. So typically when we see that, it continues to push downward. The 1 hour is wicking down, which is good. We should be getting a new 5-minute here. Yep. Bearish 5-minute. Bearish engulfing on the 5. All right, just waiting now. There's some movement. If you're just joining, guys, welcome. I see we got some new people coming in. We're in sells on USDJPY. Still. We've been in sells for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm telling you guys, and the 4 hour looks so good. Came up a little more than halfway into the EMA ribbon, and it's going to wick down, come this way. That's what I'm seeing. Might take some time, but that's what I'm seeing. Appreciate everyone who subscribed, guys. We're up to 634. 634, that's pretty good. Up over 400 subscribers since the first of the year. That's awesome. Appreciate it, guys. We're only holding 9 pips negative right now, so I still really like the sell here, guys. Got another 2 minutes till we get another 5-minute candle. Yeah. Another couple minutes here. I tried to break it. Tried to break that 5-minute fair value gap. Doesn't look like it's going to. You'll see it drive down now. See it continue to drive down here through the zone. Almost at 2,000 viewers for the night on the vertical stream, guys. Appreciate you guys. It's awesome. Tis awesome. I'm gonna give this trade. We're gonna stay in this, just so we're clear. I'm staying in this trade, but I'll stay on stream for the new 15-minute candle here in the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna mark my alerts though. So if I'm ever not looking at my screen, I mark my alerts.
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we print...
Sorry for the small commercial there. And I rename them what I want them to be, so I don't have to stare at my screen when I get off. But that's the way to do it. Trust me, you don't just want to be checking your phone every 3 seconds. And up here. So we got our chart all marked up with alerts. Hey, look at that. We're in profit for the first time in an hour and 15 minutes. Heck yeah. I've been trading for 15 years. 15 years. Yeah, do I think it's possible to flip a $300 account into $5,000? Yeah, I would just... I try not to put dollar amounts on flipping accounts. You just want to focus on learning how to read the markets and understand the charts. That's what's most important, is can you read the markets and understand the charts? The money will come once you can do that. Mission Crownie's with me. Just like TJ Larson. I just don't chase it. I didn't even know he said that. We take what the market gives us. If you can analyze the market, the money will come. For sure. I fully believe that. We got 50 seconds and we'll have another new 15-minute candle. We got 13 seconds. Appreciate everyone who's watched this stream so far, though. This is my best stream to date, guys. You guys were a part of it, so I appreciate all of you. Really. I'm trading with a big enough account, man. I don't need to trade funded, to be quite honest with you. I like trading my own money. I like trading my own, and I don't have to follow anybody else's rules other than mine. Prop firms have really strict rules on how you can trade. I just don't like the rules that they impose on the trading. So that's why. Oh, my AirPods just died. Nice. But yeah, man, that's why. I still think the 4 is bearish. That full 4-hour bullish, bearish engulfing candle is solid. Yeah, I think we're going to end up being down here tonight. But I think for the night, that is going to be it for me, guys. I'm tired. I appreciate everyone who joined. All the people who have been here. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm still in this trade. I'm holding it. I have my, the white dotted lines are alerts, so it automatically goes to your phone. I highly advise setting those up on TradingView so you know exactly where the chart is without having to look at it. If you don't get any alerts, it's in between those zones. If you get an alert, then you know. You can just open up your broker and close a trade or see where you're at. So I appreciate everybody who's watched. We're going to call it for the night, but we are still in this trade. I'm holding this trade. I'll be holding this trade through the next couple hours. But it is late for me, so hope everybody has a good night. We will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, no matter what. Appreciate you, Mission Crowny. You have a great night. And, yeah, that's going to be it for us, guys. Princess, nice. Peace, guys. Thank you very much. Good luck on this trade. I think we're going to be just all right. I think we're going to do just fine. Have a good night, Miguel. Thanks, guys.